What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive. Well, tonight it's going to, because we're talking off-road toys here on the channel. And this show is presented by White Knuckle Off-Road Products. If you guys ever want some, what I think is the best rock rails in the industry, and they're getting into bumpers as well. If you want the best quality that I've ever seen for rock rails, and tonight's guest might argue this, by the way. He might argue this one, but go over to whiteknuckleoffroadproducts.com. Tell John and Natalie we said hi. That's all you got to do. We don't do any discount codes with them because they're a small American company just doing the best they can. And I'm like, I'm not going to ding you guys for discount codes. Just if they like your product, they see it on our vehicles. If they like it, they will buy it. And you guys have done it, man. I know my Nissan Xterra people still to this day rave about those rock rails. And you've seen them on our trucks a few times, and I like them. So White Knuckle Off-Road Products. Once again, tell John and Natalie Terrain Nation said hi. So got a good one tonight. Kelly's not here because Kelly's doing a mom thing tonight. She's we've been in softball mode for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Our school's had this big tournament. Anyways, Kelly's worn out. She's done an amazing job out there, but she is like, hey, I need a timeout, coach. Let me sit out the next few plays. So she will not be here tonight. But I'm pretty sure the next guest will, or my guest tonight will fill in that spot. You've talked to this guy before. If you've been to any Bronco events, you've definitely seen this guy around, especially floating around the White Knuckle Off-Road, Mounts to Metal, man. I just want to continue to keep sponsoring or throwing out my sponsor, White Knuckle Off-Road. But Mounts to Metal, you've seen this guy running around there. He is the troubadour of the two-door vehicle. He is that lone star out there, just like, hey, they're the best thing out there. You don't want the four-door, you want the two doors. So without further ado, let's bring in Mr. Justin Zimmerman. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Dave. How you doing, man?
Good. The two-trick pony himself is in the house. So, Justin, we got Superstar coming up. Are you pumped for it?
Dude, I can't wait. You know, it's kind of like emerging from the long winter.
I know, man.
It's Daytona 500 of our event season, you know?
Oh, what did Waltrip used to say? Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go off-roading.
Yeah. Have you seen my Instagram video where I'm going around the Concord track and I put boogity, 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 let's go.
Yeah.
So of course I had to speed it up to double speed to make it look like I was doing anything, but you know.
That was the four-door one too, right?
Yeah.
No, I've got your Instagram pulled up. We're gonna hit the what's Justin been up to. But first off, welcome into the show. You said long winter, basically. Like does your RE over there close your area? Do they shut down for the winter, or is it 24/7 like a lot of off-road parks?
Well, the one that we go to mainly, the URE, you mention it from time to time. It's because it's state lands or whatever. They're closed from December 15th through April 1st. We do have one in South Carolina called the Gulches. They're open all year long, but it's just the public lands, I guess, that are closed over the winter.
Yeah. Do you get to do much snow wheeling?
I mean, you know, we had this last one.
Yeah. Whether we wanted it to or not.
I snow wheeled in my cul-de-sac. Honestly, I don't love snow wheeling, especially when I'm on a cliff.
Well, yeah, I mean, you do live in the mountains area there, so I guess that makes a difference. I was at Windrock one time, man. It was 70 degrees on one side of the hill, 30 in a foot of snow on the other side of the hill. It was the craziest thing, but I had a blast going up there. But it is that. Am I hitting big rocks? I don't know, man. You just bounce around and just continue to go.
Have you heard of Winter Wonderland that they do at over like around New Year's at Windrock?
I haven't.
It's a good size event. I think the company called Venture Unknown sponsors it. But I have a lot of friends that go, and when there's snow on the trails, which you know there's a good chance there will be, what ends up happening is you end up the whole weekend on green trails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what. Well, we had done. These weren't blacks that we did, but yeah, they weren't. They were challenging. They were mild to somewhat moderate trails, but no, it was a lot of fun, man. But I remember winching a lot of vehicles on the 70-degree side because it was just, all that is melting and it just turns to just mud, slop, and going up as we were. And I used to take a lot of rookies over there as well, so it was just like banging your head against the door, to get people up it. But I always had a blast over there, man. So I need to get to Windrock bad. Anyways, I haven't. I hate going to Supercell and you basically drive right by Windrock and you're like, I'll see you soon, maybe. I don't know, but I haven't got me, Mark, and Jess and Kelly all went, and the Petersons from Michigan went, and I think that's the last time I've been there. That one might have been 22 or 3. So I've got to go feeling again, man.
And this is the problem we have with working these shows is we don't really get a chance to go. There's ample opportunity for a Windrock run at Supercell.
Oh yeah, and they're doing it. I think they've got a nice company that's doing some guiding stuff for them this year, because in the past they've had signups and then they get 60 trucks or whatever show up, and you're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing with these people, because that's tough. And for anybody who has no experience off-roading, like even the moderate stuff, if people get a little panicky, you got to stop your group. You want to help them out. You want them to feel comfortable. I'm big on that because I want people to come back and do it again. So I'm always like kid gloves with people, and I'm going to walk you through it and you're going to do it yourself. But I always do that. And we used to get 16 to 20 in a group with our Nissan event. And that's was
about twice as many as I've started cutting off when I lead a group out at URI, it's like anywhere between 5 and 8 I'm cool with, but beyond that, I'm just going to be pissed off most of the day because I'm just running around like a chicken.
Yeah, no, that's the Petersons and like I said, Mark, Jess, and Kelly. We had 4 rigs that day, and that was perfect to me. We got to hit. We probably did 15, 20 miles of actual trails. So it was. I mean, you could move a little bit, but my biggest thing though, and it's to a fault, I just want people to enjoy off-roading so much that I will take those people out and show them a good time. And most of the time it used to be amazing. We'd have these Nissan guys that bring their Xteras out, and obviously they know it's a 4-wheel drive vehicle, but they would see Jeeps and they go, well, it can't do what that does. And you're like, absolutely can do it. It's 4-wheel drive, guys. Like, especially if you have a locker in the rear, you're pretty set with a rear locker. And they would go over Trail 22. I don't know. Have you been to Windrock, Justin?
P times.
Did you ever get to see the old Trail 22 where you went over a bridge?
Yeah, that was the first. That was literally the first trail I ever did at Windrock was 20. Yeah. Isn't it? Is it right?
Right at the base.
Yeah. That's the first trail I ever did.
So these guys would go over that bridge, and I would pull over and make sure everybody gathered up, and they were like getting out of their trucks, like, I can't believe this thing did this. And you're like, what? Like we haven't done anything, and they're like, I mean, I didn't think these trucks could do this. And I was like, it's 4-wheel drive, guys. Like Jeep doesn't own this thing. They're the only ones that can go up a trail. Hey, I gotta let my dog out. All right, buddy. All right, let's go. There you go.
Thanks, Dave. Leave me all alone here.
I know. Sorry, buddy. My old blind dog, man. He drinks so much.
Do I not?
My old blind dog, dude. He's of course diabetic, and he drinks so much water. Like, and you see him running that way, I'm like, oh, I don't need a stream going through my house. Yeah. But anyways, back and the Jeep guys would always look at us funny too, of like, what you guys can't be on these trails. You're like, guys, it's not exclusive, man. So that's what I love about Bronco, because 4Runner guy, they have a large following, but it's clearly not to what Jeep has as far as like true off-roading. So I'm happy with Bronco that Bronco was able to challenge Jeep a little bit, especially being independent front suspension, being like, guys, these things will do it. Don't worry about it. And, so it makes me very happy. But I was telling you earlier, I'm super pumped for Supercell coming up, man. Like I just need some downtime, even though for both of us it's not really downtime. I just need to be with some of my own people for a while, so it can't come fast enough.
Yeah, does Kelly have to bring her laptop and be spreading the sheets while she's there?
Well, I was looking at Starlink today, so yeah.
Man, I have a business idea. I've been thinking about this. If you were just became a Starlink reseller and then went to every overlanding event, every off-road race, everywhere that's out in the middle of nowhere,
Hmm.
because but I don't have Starlink yet either. I've been thinking about getting it, but every time I go somewhere where people have it and they're like streaming big time, I'm like, if there was a booth over here right now selling Starlink, I would buy it.
Yeah, no, I've used it a little bit. My buddy Tim Esterdahl with a pickup truck plus SUV talk, he bought one this past summer, and we were in the middle of Texas somewhere. He just throws it out on the ground, and suddenly, yeah, we can watch movies, whatever. I was like, well, shit, this is the life.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not cheap. I think you can get the dish itself now for like $200.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like $50 a month for 100 gigs of service or something like that. So it's probably that's probably still a little expensive, but it is what like in our case. So she didn't have to burn up a lot of vacation time. It'll hopefully help us.
Yeah, nice.
And if we actually sell anything, because you know what cell service is like out there, it's like done.
Well, you got me down for one of those new hats, right? I think I put in for I want one of the new hat. Yep, that one.
I get you now. Well, I got you that, and these came in yesterday, man. My shirts finally came in. It's like you knew the segue, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. So here is our shirts for this year, and it's a little bit. I wanted to do something red, white, and blue because it's 250 years of America. Obviously, the bears being Smoky Mountains. There's bears everywhere, so I thought, we'll monkey with that theme a little bit. So we'll have some shirts and some hats. We're doing the with Allie, we're doing the sticker patch swap thing again this year. I think that's on Saturday, I believe, right before the raffle, maybe.
Yeah.
So I've got a bunch of stickers to give away for that stuff, and no, we're ready to go, man. Like I said, I've got No Sight sent me some lights I need to put on the truck yet, and I think that's about it, and we're ready to go.
Nice. And just so everybody knows, Dave did the sticker swap last year, and he sent me a picture literally a week ago of him finally getting around to putting my sticker on his Bronco. So
you know why?
It takes him about 50 weeks to get around to actually going through the stickers he collected.
No, well, I was telling Justin, we were talking about what it takes for us to get over there, and of course you to get over there with the company we're going to talk about in a minute. But I started just slowly going through some stuff, and I was like, oh damn, I have all these patches and stickers that I completely forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I shut my trailer up, and like an idiot, or maybe not, I don't know, it doesn't get open until it's about ready for supercell again. So I did find those, and I sent you. Yeah, that's right, I did send you that picture. Like,
yeah, it was literally like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, prime spot on the fridge though. You got the prime spot.
Appreciate it, buddy.
That's right. And speaking of prime spots, if I could talk tonight, you're going to be a Supercell representing a company, man. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are representing?
Sure thing. ASFIR 4x4, skid plate manufacturer, rock rail skid plates, bumpers, and probably the largest variety of vehicles as far as what we make skid plates for that you will find from any company. They sell in about 140 different countries. So if you do the shop by vehicle, you can find makes and models that you've never heard of unless you've traveled through Europe or South America. You know?
Yeah, I just saw what is it, the Deca or whatever, isn't it an Indian company or something? I don't know. Popped up just a second ago.
They do their best to, anytime any new vehicle 4x4 comes out, they do their best to get their hands on one ASAP. And that's kind of how, origin story wise, last time we were on, you were giving me crap about how I've been through like 5 Broncos, right? And I think my second one was where I started to actually do a little bit of a like off-roading build.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was a base, right? And it, I bought it with 20-inch wheels and 35-inch. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not building this one. But starting with my second build, like I started doing the whole shebang, skid plates and whatnot. And these guys were they were the first ones that sold skid plates that weren't part of the pre-release vendor group that got access to early scans and whatnot. And so at one point they were almost the only game in town, especially if you wanted aluminum. They were definitely the only game in town, but
Right.
I love them. So, we can get deeper into the whole how it came about, but yeah,
Yeah, so
it's a
what I
good.
mean, I think it was at Stampede a couple years ago is the first time I saw them, or they were brought to. You were, I think, working with
Yeah, I
them
was in the
then.
booth. I had done a couple of booths with them in the past, and yeah, I used Stampede last year was actually. Um,
Okay, so that was my first kind of. I think you had told me about them, but I hadn't paid much attention to them. But no, the quality of their parts is pretty amazing. But if you're new to off road and you want skids, as you can see here in the picture, there's skids of looks like a Jeep.
yeah, it's a Jeep.
The aluminum skids are kind of the way to go, unless you're doing racing, basically like the Ultra Force stuff, where you're don't give a damn, like you're just flying through stuff to just beat it up to continue forward. Like aluminum skids they're half the weight. Um, they're actually fairly malleable. If you want to reshape them, they get bent up a little bit. You can heat them up a little bit and kind of take a hammer to them and get them back into shape. Thing about aluminum too is you don't have to paint them, which
That's right.
which I like. That's a big because you would always. I remember going to Schrockworks. I don't know if you know who they are. They used to do a bunch of Jeep, Toyota, Xterra stuff, and they would powder coating. Do you want powder coating? That's extra, or they're going to rust up, and you're like, well, I guess I should have powder coating. And then, after your first couple trips, you look under the truck and half the powder coating's gone because you're just going to scrape it. They're protecting the undercarriage of the vehicle. So
Yeah.
the fact that you don't have to really, I guess you could paint them if you wanted to, but I have a feeling yours might be flashy.
You can powder them, you can paint them, but I don't know, man. Something about the look of raw aluminum is just sexy to me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So with Bronco, you guys seen the title tonight of the show, which we're going to get into a little bit, but with Bronco, like what is the I'm sure they do the full front to back now, right?
They do. I really love their front skid. The front skid is one big piece. It actually replaces the front and the piece under the diff
Mm-hmm.
with one big hunk of sexy aluminum. And then there's a transmission transfer case, and for 4 doors there's a gas tank skid. You probably know 2 doors already come with one, but I'm still trying to talk them into making an aluminum one.
Right.
Just haven't yet. And then there's bolt-on frame-mounted rock rails for the 4-door as well. I was running those on one trick pony on the last Bronco.
Mm-hmm. And they're kind of nice steps too, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the whole idea with them, is they function as a step and a rock rail kind of simultaneously.
Let's see if I can do Kelly's job here and find them. Yeah, so let's see here. This is just a quick deal, but yeah, that's nice that you actually have a place to step. So they're kind of like those what was the power steps that would fold out everybody wanted?
Rock slide.
Yeah, rock slide engineering. So they kind of remind me of that, just a hair, but obviously these are built way better and with more intention to get beat up. Yeah. But you have a nice place. That was the thing with those. The rock slide is you had a nice place to put your foot at least.
Mm-hmm.
But no, these are nice. And you guys, of course, you see the price of $1,100. And I don't even know what I've really clicked other than it just says Ford Bronco. But you got to pay to play, unfortunately. And a lot of times, some of these companies that with rock rails, they would used to charge $1,800 for rock rails. So you see a price like $1,100, like that's very obtainable. And between tires on an off-road vehicle, I'm always tires first because grip is king. You can't go anywhere if you got no traction. But second, I'm always rock rails because you never intend to put the side of a vehicle towards a tree, but it just sometimes happens, and it keeps that door sometimes fairly safe. It keeps from tearing up the vehicle worse. And I like rock rails, honestly, as a protection for just daily life. If you ever think about a side impact on a vehicle, that's like having your frame sit out about 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think of my family and stuff in my vehicle, I'm always like rock rails. I got to have rock rails.
Yeah. And it's also one of those things, like everybody's, Ford has a lot of the steps that come on them. And there's people that make weld on frame mounted rock rails and, anything and everything in between. But, The thing I like about these is they're purpose built as a super solid rock rail and a step. So they're not going to be the most impenetrable rock rail, and they're not going to be the lightest weight step, but it definitely bridges the gap very well.
Well, I mean, steps offer no protection. Let's be honest. They're a step and that's it. Like the old Nerf bars and stuff. I used to see guys off-roading with, they'd have those on the vehicle, and halfway through the trail, they were like bent to pieces because they're aluminum, or they're like thin garbage. They're not even barely metal.
These are actually double layer, sandwiched two layers of 1/8-inch steel, zinc coated before they're powder coated. So, I had one of the first ones on the Bronco, like I guess prototype of it that I ran for a couple of years on the 4-door. And after I took it out testing the first time and pivoted off of a rock and made a real nice little scrape in the paint, I left it and didn't touch it for 2 years. And when I traded that thing in, of course I went and touched everything up, but that bare metal was still silver in color. There was no rust on it.
Yeah.
So that, I guess the zinc coating is pretty solid.
Right. Andy, thank you for that super chat of $4.99. Wait, where is the boss? If you're just joining us, Andy, we're in softball mode, and the boss has been literally at the fields all week, plus doing her full-time job. And to keep my sanity, I let her go rest, man. Go watch some TV, go chill out, just because we have like 2 or 3 more days of softball. So I was like, you got the night off. Enjoy it.
Looks like Sid's been getting some doing pretty good at the plate lately, man.
Well, so this is year 2 of high school, and we've done travel ball, and if you have kids in sports, there's travel for everything. There's money to be spent somewhere in sports, and she's always done really well in that. And then high school's been a nightmare. Like
Really?
it's because it's not. High school is it's who do you know? Does the coach like you? That's kind of determines your play time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's had to earn it, but no, she's starting to get some good play time. And she hit her first high school home run the other night. Just destroyed her ball. And her batting instructor, who is a former MLB guy from San Diego, like this, like he wants it, I think, more for my kid than anything. Like he sees a lot of potential in her. And to brag on him just for a minute, man, he had lessons, and this dude's all like, if you're especially right before season, they're just lessons. These instructors are busy. Dude, he told 2 or 3 of his lessons he was canceling because he wanted to go watch my daughter play ball. And so like she's got some good potential there. She did have a meltdown last night because she didn't get to start, and that's sports. I'm like, what's hard, it's tough in sports, kids, is they're all alphas. And I've told her, I was like, the higher you go up, the less there are of you. And if you're at high school playing high school ball and high end travel ball, you're like the best 10% in your area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you keep moving up, and you're going to have to compete harder. And if you want it, you're going to have to shed some tears.
Don't be that parent that yells at the coach during the game because their kid's not getting put in.
Oh, I've coached for a long time, man, and I'm just like, man, I'm sad for her on those occasions, but I'm like, that's their problem. That's not my problem. I'm going to sit back here. I probably got some bourbon in a cup I shouldn't have, and I'm just going to enjoy the ball games. But back to ASFIR, man. So I've got their skids up here right now, and like they even do the crossbars like skids. I don't know anybody that does this stuff.
There's a few of them out there. As you know, that's only for the people with the V6, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got the 4-cylinder, you can just buy the transmission skid, and if you've got the 6, you can add these on. And, those are actually steel, believe it or not. The cross member ones are actually steel. Everything else.
Well, because the steel that those braces are not that thick.
Yeah.
So I could definitely concede that. They even do lower control arm skids, which I've never used. I think you have them on yours, right?
Not at the moment, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I have a set of those for sure.
I've personally, that's the one thing I don't know why I just can't wrap my head around that you need, but those look beefy as hell.
You want to hear it? Go back to those for a second.
Okay.
Funny story. So you see the bolt protectors on those?
Oh,
To the ones
yeah.
to the right? Those?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm running just those. Because that's literally the only thing I've ever hit on a rock on my Bronco is the bolts.
There's certain things Ford's got to catch up with Jeep and maybe Toyota with some of their bolt designs.
Yeah.
Let's see what I saw. Where else was it I saw? Of course, here's the your center transfer case skid there. And of course, what you were talking about here was that's the brace without the skids on it right there. So y'all can see that. Like I see they do other brands, but we're pretty Bronco centric here. Doing well with Bronco stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a chance to segue if you like, but their number one selling SKU and set of SKUs in the United States happens to be Jeep Gladiator.
Really? That's interesting. That's interesting that would get brought up. It's like somebody,
isn't it though?
it very, very strange. Yeah, maybe we'll discuss that. But far as like I see other brands up here, and we'll get to that just in a second. Like look, guys, like they do Toyota, Jeep, Ford, Subaru, which is hilarious to me.
The new Land Cruiser stuff's actually doing pretty well right now.
Dude,
people are starting to upfit those.
And I'm assuming a lot of carryover probably to the LX 550 as well. Underpinnings pretty similar on both of those, which I have a lot of interest in. If you're a member of our Patreon, you've probably heard me talk about this just a little bit. So you got to be a member to figure out all the inside info. But yeah, so they do Jeep stuff. That's interesting. So let's just man, they make Cherokee stuff.
Yeah,
like this has got to not be new Cherokee, right?
They make Wrangler as far back as the TJ. Of course,
wow.
Every time I'm out repping them somewhere nowadays, I get asked for things. It's like the last show I went to, I had we do a lot of 4Runner, but only 4th, 5th, and 6th. I had 2 people come up and asked if we did 3rd gen 4Runner, and then a couple of people asked about YJ. And apparently these are very hard to come by parts, and of course those are the first oldest generation we don't have parts for.
Well, I used to own a YJ, and I was on Jeep Forum, which is a nightmare, by the way. If you want to see people that just are keyboard warriors, you go to Jeep Forum. But they're so nasty. Their own kids, they would bitch slap their own kids. I swear to God, to be right. Like, no, shut up, Junior. You don't know anything. But yeah, so I was always amazed back when I had my YJ, and not that I needed some things with Jeep, like obviously that you don't need like the full pans always. I know a lot of people like there's certain parts, especially the older ones, they want to protect the transfer case, stuff like that. Which they are slightly different, like the front skids, with Jeep products, you've got an axle there. So they do make some skids up front, but not, you got that silly pesky axle that makes it flex is in the way. But nobody, you could never find, like I could never find it. That's 20 years ago, I think, when I had my YJ. I could never find anything back then for them. So, but there is a faithful few still running those things.
But what parts? We have I'll show you at Supercell. I have a product catalog that's like 3 pages of, down the left is the list of car make and model and year range, and across the top is a skid plate, and it's just like yes, we make this for this and this for this, but it's like 3, maybe 4 full pages of make and model and year range.
Oh wow.
Of what we make skids for.
Well, so you guys saw the thumbnail of this video, talking about why would a Bronco guy go back to Jeep per se. And of course, I've told you guys I'm doing that. It's not like a secret but the new Jeep's not out for me just yet. So I have another year or 2 to wait for my Jeep. So Justin, you now are the owner of a Gladiator, correct?
Correct.
Why would go ahead.
You knew, I think I told you last year when my wife sold our F-150, within a week, I'm like, man, I have got to get a pickup truck.
And you were asking me about Rangers back then.
Yeah. I was going to be a copycat, and I had Ranger Raptor on my mind. And then ASFIR had me come out and work the booth at SEMA in November. That's when they approached me about actually, becoming officially an employee or whatever. But
we had a good dinner together. That's
yes,
right.
we did.
I
Yes,
forgot
we did.
all about that. A lot of drinks, I think.
But part
and
of
then
it,
you had to go drink with the Sphere.
Yeah. Part of it was, they knew I was in the market for a pickup and basically said, look, man, part of this job would be, they're really trying to move from just doing a lot of overland shows, which is how I've met them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I convinced, them to do that Bronco show that, last year and to start kind of branching out into some vehicle specific shows, especially for Bronco and Jeep.
Right.
And, so when they said, about handling all their East Coast shows, like, well, you would kind of need a Jeep. So, they're helping me out with the build.
They keep nudging you there. It sounds
like if you get a Gladiator, we know you want to pick up. If you get a Gladiator, we'll help with the build. And
and boy, did you ever get a Gladiator, man. Now I can bring up a better picture of it, but we'll leave that up for a minute. So tell us a little bit of what you bought initially. What do we got going on?
Well, it's a Mojave.
Mm-hmm. Which for those that don't know is their desert running trim.
Yeah. And quite honestly, I have always said for years that a Gladiator just doesn't look right unless it's at least on 37s. Mm-hmm. And then my initial plan was going to be to put 37s on them until while I still had the stock wheels and tires, I went and got the trailer and had to tow it.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Pentastar motor's not great. So
yeah,
I kind of had to come to Jesus about putting 37s on it and still having to tow the trailer to events. So we went with 35s, but the Mojave has enough lift with the Fox shocks on it. You can run 35s without any additional lift. So I've really got that slow and low, low to the ground look going on with it, which I'm fine with it. It rides great.
Yeah, and here I'll bring up a better picture now.
But we did so that's the new Toyo Open Country RT Pros. The new RT Pros, they're amazing tires, dude. And then the new Method just came out with a bead grip that has a rash ring.
Mm-hmm.
Their bead grip wheels
I'm
never
jealous.
had a rash ring before, so
I'm jealous
because both of these are new things I've been wanting and got to get on this build. I
have to say I love my Method wheels, man. They did sponsor the trucks slightly when we bought those for Supercell last year, but I would have zero issue about just buying them like outright. Like I did. Trust me, guys, I did pay a lot of money for those wheels. They weren't able to take out. They're like, who? I'll train who? Like, we don't know you. But they did give me a slight discount. But I love their wheels. Like the finish on those wheels is great. Mm-hmm. Now I have, because we've offered the Raptor, I have scratched them up a little bit, but just who cares? Like, that's what you're going to do. But they've held up well. And the rings, like you were saying on these, that ring looks great, man. Like,
well, and I've got another set. I've got another set that Method sent that I'm having powder coated. Sphere's colors are red and yellow, and there's a wrap incoming. Mm-hmm. And so I've got a second set of rash rings out being powder coated in their specific yellow right now.
Are you gonna? Well, I guess you got a wrap coming, so the Mojave will probably
it's got to get debadged because the badges are orange, and it's going to be kind of clashy. So
yeah.
I got to get rid of the orange.
Well, so I see, like you bought this brand new, correct?
Correct.
So new bumpers. What bumper is that?
Rock Slide Engineering. I got that secondhand from a friend. Reason being is at ASFIR there is actually a Gladiator bumper in the works, and so I didn't want to worry about spending a whole lot of money on anything that's going to be temporary. I think that bumper's somewhat temporary.
Okay, it looks good though. That was the one thing I hated on mine was the factory bumper. It just looked, I get it. They're trying to block wind from getting in the wheel well, and I just never liked the way it looked.
I was talking, so the guy, my contact over in Phoenix is where ASFIR's out of here. Their U.S. presence is in Phoenix, and the guy that's my friend over there, his name's Offrey, and I was telling Offrey, like the day after I bought it, I said, dude, I cannot live with this plastic front bumper. It's like, everybody who knows me knows that, keeping it, stock parts are just a suggestion, right? But there was something about that front bumper that just rubbed me so wrong that I was having nightmares about it.
Did you have the
Around the time.
off-road bumper, the metal one, or was it the
No, it came with the plastic.
okay, okay. Which, you know, believe it or not, are a nightmare to take off too. Like the old Jeep bumpers, you had the 2 bolts on the frame rails and maybe one under it, and that was it. Like, I
Well,
remember I almost disassembled half the plastic off the bumper trying to get the bumper off of mine. It was awful. One good thing I will say about Jeep parts, if you want to change the look quick and cheap, dude, there's a Chinese company or there's somebody that makes something that you can just throw on it real quick. And if you want to just see, let's see how this works for me.
mhm.
I think on mine, I think I paid $170 or something for a front bumper. And I was like, where have these prices been all my life for like, I've had to fabricate most of anything because I never bought the popular vehicles. So I had to, if I needed a bumper, I had to make it. And
Yeah,
it was a whole new world for me getting into Jeep.
yeah. And that's one
So
thing, like, I wasn't gonna go with the, I could have got a $200 eBay bumper, but
yeah.
Rock Slide Engineering is a solid
Oh,
US-based company, and I just happened to have a friend who had this on his wife's old JL and took it off before he traded it in, and he sold it to me for a couple $100, I
oh,
think.
nice.
So,
Yeah. I mean, you got better quality for the same price. I see KC front lights up there. Are those still
yeah.
on it? Are those going to stay or?
Yeah, well, and part of what we're working on is, the last thing that I want, other than the wrap that's in the works, is I want the full KC light, the Gravity Pro light bar across the front.
Is
So
that the little rectangle bar?
no, it's the full. It's the one like Nick has.
God, dude, I can't. I'm gonna pull their website up real quick. KC.
Yeah, just do
Because
like.
I'm awful. Currently I'm sponsored by Novesite, so I by law I'm not allowed to know anything else.
Well, I haven't heard back from KC yet. If you want to put in a good word for me, I'll.
Well, I'll see KC. Well, I mean, I'll see KC in May because I'll be at Overland West. Oh, I see these. No, this is a great bar, but it's stupid expensive. I think. I'll
Yeah,
bring this up.
it's
So everybody
what $2,900.
oh,
It's
was it that?
insane.
I don't know. I remember seeing them. Yeah, they look great though. Because I like the old school. Now I've got crazy on the Raptor, but if I'm doing a build like you're doing, I want that old school KC lettering on. Like I something about it just I like.
Yeah,
Let's see here.
and they
There
may
it
not
is.
be. I don't know that they're necessarily the brightest of the lights, but some of these light bars are brighter than the sun,
And when do you get to use them too?
right?
That I will. So I was talking about my daughter's hitting coach. His facility is out in the middle of Tennessee, in the middle of nowhere. So that's the only time I ever get to turn on my amber lights is that because I don't want to hit a deer. So I got my ditch lights on, and
Yeah,
other than that, like I never get to use these damn things.
yeah,
We used to do night runs, and I thought because I had this off road light company that wanted to sponsor a night off road night run, and I was like, cool, we'll do that. Except nobody could ever turn their lights on because you're blinding the person in front of you. So
yeah. And I mean, think about the time. I think about the times I've run at night, and I put on my ditch lights. I'm like, I can pretty much see what I need to see now. Then I turn on my overhead light bar, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see into the next county to night wheel.
right, right. No, these are
Yeah.
super high quality
That's
though.
a 6 light one. I don't. Maybe that's for the front bumper. There's an 8 light one that's for the windshield.
Okay, yeah, I just grabbed
But
quickly.
yeah, it's the
There it
same.
is.
It's the same concept.
Let's see, light bars. Let's see what they got there. KC was that weird company when everybody went to LED. They were like, no, we're gonna stick with the halogens or whatever they were doing.
Yeah,
And then finally they just woke up and it's like, and then they come out swinging, man. I love
yeah,
these flex too. I like these little cubes.
yeah.
They look great. Let's see. Shop now on these bars. Let's just see. Yeah, $1,600 on this one. This is what? No, that's a 4 or 5.
That's
Choose.
5. So if you choose, what does the drop down have on there for size of products? Because I know with the for the Gladiator, for the Mojave actually has the same hood as the 392. So
Mm-hmm.
KC sells a kit that's got the brackets that are specific to the Mojave/392 hood. So there's a kit, right? And it's the
Yeah.
brackets and it's the 8 light bar, and I think it's 2,900. Yeah, 2,800 maybe.
Oh, I don't doubt there's nothing they do that them and Baja Designs, they think a lot of their stuff.
Yeah,
But what you're getting for is quality. That's you there is a price to be if you want to do it once, buy KC or something like that, or no
Well,
sights.
and
No sights.
on the Bronco, I actually run the KC Slim Lights. I made my own light bar out of pairs of Slim Lights, and those are only 300 a pair. So
Oh,
uh,
nice.
I
I
think
was
by the time I added it up and I bought the RTR mount and wiring harness, I was in on it like $1,300 for the full Monty or something like that.
I love the mount we picked. I think you saw it when I grabbed it last year. The Wild Horses, they have a mount for
Oh,
the
for the front
capable
bumper.
bumper.
Yeah.
Dude, it's freaking. I love that thing, man. It just gives you so much options for the front of a Bronco of how you want to run your lights, and it
Mhm.
looks factory to me. That's always the thing that with any of those parts like that is I want it to look like it belongs. I don't want it to look like somebody just glued something to their vehicle and drilled a hole in the body and well, yeah, it works here now.
Yeah. I
So
mean, so
that's for me.
obviously you don't have a winch in your plans then, I guess, right?
Not for this one
Yeah.
because I don't know how much longer we're going to own the Raptor, to be honest. So yeah, breaking
We gonna
news.
get in? Can we get into that later?
Sure, we can get into that whenever.
I want to know.
Um, no, like I mean, I've talked about it on the show some that there is there's no more meat on the bone, as it were, for the Raptor, other than me just how's it holding up over the years. There's just nothing. I was probably a little late to get into Raptor, but we just wanted to experience it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I know a new Wrangler's coming. Whenever the next generation Wrangler's coming, we're going to buy
Well,
one.
if your suspicions are correct about that next one, then I might be in on looking at something like that myself.
I think we're going to see that year and a half is when we'll see it. So they've got to do something. I dropped a video today where Broncos already not. So it came out. Ford Authority said, "Hey, we've talked to somebody at Ford. They're not doing a refresh, which makes sense. They're just not. There's no need to just do. We're going to refresh. You know how the
Yeah, mid-cycle.
yeah. There's just no need for that with this because these vehicles are what they are. Either you're going to buy it because you want it, not because like the new tech feature came out in it. But they are they're adopting to Google for their operating system of all the infotainment, which I hate, and I hate it because Google opens it up to loot boxes, basically, where you want to buy, you got to have a subscription for everything, and that's the end goal for Ford and all of these manufacturers is they want that extra money. GM a few years ago came out and stupidly told a reporter that, oh yeah, we think we can get $3,000 to $5,000 extra a year from customers just on that stupid subscription stuff. You're like,
Yeah.
waiting to rape your customer even more, man.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm iffy on that. But there is I think a new dash coming on the Bronco, and I was told at one time whether these I get told by engineers sometimes like, hey, this is what because you have a few drinks with them. They're all social media trained, but you get a few drinks in them, they'll talk a little bit. And I had one tell me, like, hey, we're talking about doing a 3 liter instead of the 2.7. We're thinking about bumping the Sasquatch up to 37s, and it's all a play on what Jeep won't do, because Jeep would have never given us 35s, the Recon package they have now, if it wasn't for Bronco.
Mhm.
You would never got a 392 if it wasn't for Bronco. So
Well,
Jeep, I'm curious to see how Jeep reacts now that Bronco's out with the
mhm.
next Wrangler.
Yeah.
And that you lead me somewhere I do want to talk about with Jeep. But hey, tell me a little bit, where can people find these parts while I'm looking this up?
It's just ASFIR.com, sphere.com.
Good solid company. Justin, you don't ever tend to mess with people that that shouldn't be. So let's see. Damn it. I need
Wonderful
producer
people.
Kelly. I need producer Kelly here. There it is, Jeep Media. Did you see the Easter Jeep Safari photos that came out?
You mean the prototype? This year, you mean Jeep's
Yes.
prototypes or whatever concept vehicles?
Concepts.
This was the worst year for concepts I can ever remember.
I
do
took
like the
trash
buzz
from a
cut.
journalist.
I like the buzz cut. It's kind of cool, but that's about the only one I really.
Dude, I took so much heat about that, talking to some journalists the other day about that. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, I know what it is. They don't want to give anything away of what next Wrangler's like. So these are easy, just throw some darts. Because that's kind of how I felt about last year too. was like, they're just like, this here. Look, guys, we brought something.
So are we going to talk about what you really think is coming in the next Wrangler, like the big one?
What have we talked about? So
hold on, I'm going to text it to you. I don't want
to. There is the sidebar chat too that you can text me.
Oh yeah, private chat. There we go.
Yeah. But there's one I'm trying to. I apologize, guys. I know this makes for great radio. I'm trying to bring this up so I can show you. But Jeep's media site is just freaking awful. It's almost as bad as Ford's.
I see Doug Blair said Hurricane engine. To me, that's kind of a no-brainer. Even though now with the new deregulation, they're keeping the 392. They gotta at least have the 3.0, maybe not the full, maybe not tuned up as much as the Ram RHO, but they got to put that new 306 in there.
No, the straight six is definitely coming. And can you imagine, that's the thing that the YJ TJ guys loved was that old 4-liter straight six. So they're going to love having that Hurricane engine. It's going to bring a lot of cool old school vibes to it, I think.
And even if they don't have it all tuned through the roof, as soon as somebody cracks the ECU, they'll be able to pull ungodly horsepower out of that thing.
Oh, 100% on that. All right. Sorry, guys.
Did you see what I chatted you on the private?
Sorry, not yet. I'm trying to. Okay, I brought it up. The anvil concept's what I want to talk about. So let's see. Jesus, now I can't. Okay, there it is. I'm like, I can't even find that. Oh, yeah, independent front suspension. Yeah, no, we can definitely talk about that. Let me bring this
I just never know with you because you say you've talked to, you get some Jeep engineers drunk and they spill the beans. Like, I don't know if IFS is something that you've had the beans spilled on or.
So I will say this. I'm not as connected to Jeep as I am Ford. I do have a few birds over there, but not stuff that I would, if I hear it from them right now, I don't trust everything I'm told by them. And I'm not like, I've purposely had over the years, Nissan used to feed me bullshit all the time. And it was people that know better. Like they're in the engineering side. They would just purposely to see if you would run with it sometimes.
Oh yeah. See if it gets leaked and they tell each person a different thing. So once they hear the rumor, they know who spilled it.
They don't, not necessarily even that, but sometimes they let them throw other brands off the trail.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do that. Oh, there it is. All right. So do you remember last year's Easter Jeep Safari, the Bronco or the Gladiator they built? I can't remember what they called it, but it had the old kind of Gladiator front end.
Oh yeah. I love that front end. And that's the one. That's not the buzz cut. That one with that Gladiator front end is the one I liked.
Yeah. So this right here.
Yeah, I know which one.
I foresee this is a hint of what's coming for Wrangler. Now, I think traditionalists are going to shit their pants, but they have to do so. Like, there's only so much you can do with that little narrow front end.
Is that a nod to the YJ though? I think maybe a lot of the purists will be like, "Oh, now we get our YJ throwback."
I mean, maybe you could say that. I mean, also, I just feel like we're just trying to do something different.
They put the
if you remember the
bumper on that shit.
If you remember, the Gladiator front end was very similar to this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see there's round lights in this, but it does kind of have that square outline.
Yeah.
I really do feel like this is hinting at kind of, hey, maybe we go this direction. And they definitely, like, Jeep knows how to go to Easter Jeep Safari and test things just to see what people say.
And the 3.0 is long enough. Supposedly the 3.0 won't fit in the current JL configuration engine compartment. It needs to be a little bit longer. And so
it's cooling is the major issue.
Maybe this accomplishes that.
Well, it's cooling because it's the turbos in that thing. That one in particular requires a lot of cooling. Dude, that engine's spunky though. Have you driven that yet?
Yeah. So I got to tell you the story. It was the day I was buying my Gladiator, and I don't know if you saw, they had some like really sick end of the year deals on unsold 25 stock.
Oh, I've seen 23 still in the lot.
Yeah. So I got like 15 grand off a sticker on my Gladiator.
Sorry,
It
Steve.
wasn't a bottle of bourbon, was it?
No, I'd been crying if it was that.
All right.
No, I have this little shelf, and my chair slides back into it. Anyways, it's a long story, but no.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm it was like January 2nd, the Monday after New Year or whatever, and I'm buying the Mojave. It was the last day that the huge discount was in play, and so needless to say, there's a lot of people in there. I had like a 2-hour wait for finance, and my sales rep, we'd been talking about the 3.0, the Hurricane engine and whatnot. He's like, "Hey, I have an RHO on the lot. I'll pull it up if you want to take it for a test drive while you wait." So I go in there and I look at the sticker, and it's like $70,000 vehicle base price, but it's got like $24,000 worth of add-ons, and it's almost all interior.
Yeah, you get the TV or whatever, the monitor on the passenger side.
I got into this thing fully intending to take it for a test drive. I got into this thing and felt like I was in like a palace. I felt rich for the first time in my life. And I did not turn that car on. I said, man, I told myself, if I take this thing for a test drive, I might not be driving off with the Gladiator.
Right.
I might be driving off with a $82,000 automobile that I will be pissed at myself tomorrow about. But so no, I haven't driven one.
That truck is a lot of fun.
Probably a good thing. Yeah.
So I've been lucky enough to drive TRX, obviously, and I mean, there's nothing like starting a V8. I don't care what brand manufacturer it is. You hear that rumble, it's exciting. But the first time we drove the Hurricane, they put it in the Grand Wagoneer. Now this is a heavy pig of a vehicle. Like it's heavy, but I don't think it was the high output, but that thing would get up and go.
Yeah.
Like it was very spunky. And then when you let off the gas, you get those old tuner pop. You're like, oh my God, this brings back my childhood of cool cars. Yeah. So I would be excited in a Wrangler. I would be excited by that. Like the idea of 400. Think about this. Even if they did the base Hurricane, which is like 450 something horsepower, that's going to piss Ford off because, they're thought, 330 with the 2.7 like that for the standard. That's a lot of horsepower, which it is. Mm-hmm. But imagine 400, roughly 50 horsepower in just the normal Wrangler. Dude, that would be a lot of fun. Now, and if they pair that with an actual drivability of IFS, which I mean, the CEO talked about that in 17, 18, 19. Somewhere
people are going to lose their shit, Dave.
No, they will.
The Jeep people are going to lose their shit when they come out with an IFS Wrangler.
But they're losing sales. And they can say, oh, well, it's the end of our life cycle for this vehicle, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. The sales figures are neck and neck right now. And Bronco is pulling away sales from Wrangler. But I mean, it's also bringing in new customers as well. We've seen it. There's so many new people to off-road that we see at Supercell, stuff like that.
People that would have never bought a Jeep because of the stigma, but they'll buy a Bronco.
Yeah. Well, it just looks, I like both of them. I'm not going to ever shit on either one of them for the just whatever. But it does look, maybe for the person that doesn't want that sort of military old school vibe, it's more approachable. I think the Bronco is. Mm-hmm. But if this is leading to some hints that I think they could do, because this definitely has the old Chief vibes. The what was that? The one from the Twister movie, the yellow one. I think it was a Chief. They called it or something like I forget what they called that truck. They're gonna definitely, I think, should lean into some heritage.
Oh, the Comanche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like a Comanche front end.
Yeah. So I would be happy, especially I think Gladiator, and I said this when last year at this time with the Easter Jeep Safari, Gladiator needs to have its own front end. It needs to somewhat look a little different from Wrangler, because that was the tough thing with Gladiator was, okay, it's going to peel some sales away from Wrangler, which it did. I think initially a lot of those Wrangler guys went right back to Wranglers. They sold the Gladiators, but I really do. I feel like the company's in a tough spot. We finally got some good American leadership, somewhat taking these companies back over. The Europeans within 5 years decimated these brands. They wanted
understand America.
Yeah, they wanted to Europeanize all these cars, and they didn't understand the blue collar person doesn't want that. We don't live in a country with a road that's, about as wide as my chair.
Yeah.
You go to Europe, especially old Europe, you can't drive a lot of these vehicles on these roads. We want big vehicles. We want to drive across country and be badasses.
Yeah. Well, and so, you and I were talking the other day, and I said something like, man, if Jeep does an IFS Wrangler, I'd probably buy it. And the reason is, with your tease of Ford says they're not doing a refresh, but I watched your video. Sure doesn't look much different to me. Looks like a mid-cycle refresh, but the one thing I will say now, having this Gladiator, and yes, I got the leather interior, which, makes it a little nicer, but the fit and finish all the way across, albeit it's a much smaller cabin, but the fit, the finish, the texture, the buttons, like everything in that Gladiator puts the Bronco to shame.
I don't know if you remember. I know you've been on with me for a long time. I said that about Bronco initially. I said after I did my first test drive with one and did the review of the first edition, I was like, they captured the soul of what made a Jeep with Bronco. They really did, but they didn't realize the plastics are not as good as quality as what they're putting in the Wranglers.
You can look at them when you scratch.
Well, you can just feel the plastic.
Yeah.
Like the Bronco's very, I hate to say flimsy, but it's
all the Jeep plastic feels very rubbery.
Yeah. It feels like I can take a beating.
Oh yeah.
Because, into Jeep's credit, we'll say with the modern kind of TJ on, they've had 35 plus years of figuring out what customers tear up, where Bronco hadn't had that. The last generation Bronco
this is what I'm expecting about that vehicle that you teased, that Bronco.
Yeah.
With the interior was completely covered up, it looked like, but this is what I'm expecting, is that they'll figure that shit out, because I'm sure, we're obviously not the first people to say this.
Yeah. Well, they'll figure it out with the next generation, I hope. I don't think they're going to mess with too much. The operating system I've known was coming for a long time. It's already in what is it Explorer, I think, has it. There's a few Fords that already have it. I think Bronco was on a list for 27 to get it. The new screen, you have the new widescreen in your Gladiator too, right?
Yeah, it's badass.
I love that screen, dude. That's it's not up in your face.
Yeah.
You still get a lot of screen, but I don't need that Tesla 42-inch TV sitting up in my, I just don't.
Yeah. I like it better than the Bronco one, which is much taller. This one's just more wide than tall, but for whatever reason, it just feels nicer.
What is that? I forget what they call Mopar's system. It's something
Uconnect,
5,
right?
Yeah, Uconnect. I said it back then. I'd say it now. Uconnect 4 was better than Sync. Now Sync has gotten better, but it's a little clunky still.
Yeah.
But I loved Uconnect. The only problem I had with mine, it was a 21, so I didn't have wireless CarPlay. That was the only bitch I had about the whole hook. Well, I got to plug my phone in. Oh darn.
Yeah, and I don't pretend to understand all the things. Here's the one thing I want, and I have it on both the Bronco and the Gladiator. If I have like my Google Maps up from CarPlay, but I'm listening to satellite radio, I want to be able to listen to satellite radio and then have the maps chime in when they need to. That didn't always work like that, right?
Yeah.
As long as I have that, I don't know, Uconnect 3, 4, Sync 4, 5, whatever. Just make it make sense.
I don't even need their navigation. I need the GPS antenna or whatever. Maybe I don't know if it runs to the phone or not.
Yeah,
but I don't need like these many. I think which is why a lot of them are going to Google, to lean into Google. Like, just let one person handle that. We don't need, we don't need a whole nother department chewing billions of dollars up to develop software, because we're not good at that. I think that's where they're leaning. I think Apple's stupid not getting into this. Just like, let us do your whole system. Because at some point, I think you're going to plug in your phone, and every screen, your Google, whatever, it's going to be their system.
Well, you know what probably went down? Like, it's not that Apple. So Apple's extremely proprietary. One of the requirements of the Android Auto, like it's like, if you're going to be they're trying to be an industry standard, right? And that's a good thing, I think, in many ways. But you'll still have to be able to run Apple CarPlay. Well, can you imagine Apple trying to invent an automotive operating system where they have to allow you to pop open your Google? Like, you really think they'd do that shit? You know how Apple is.
Yeah.
I,
I
it,
mean, you
in my
sound like
mind, that's why they didn't go for it, because it would like make their heads explode if they had to write an OS that would pop open Android if you
you
needed
sound
it.
like an Android lover is what you sound like.
No, 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 no. Dude, everything I have is Apple. Well, not my computers, but I have 2 iPads,
I can't
iPhone.
afford their computers.
No, I can't use them. I had one once and I couldn't figure out how to use it. And I'm a software engineer. Yeah, literally, it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to print the first time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So back to Jeep here. I've said it on the show many times though. I do expect Sport on to probably Rubicon is going to be independent front suspension. And I think they can lean into Rubicon, and they sell enough of those that they could do a separate, and it wouldn't be hard, honest to God. It would, the engineering is not that hard to the way the springs and all the mount. I've seen, there was a sketch, I want to say it was 18 or 19. They had a patent sketch that I've seen from Jeep that showed how they could make an independent suspension bracketry work also with their solid axle. So if they did that, dude, game on, man. Like, and more power to Jeep. Jeep's got that hardcore crowd that there would not accept them ever going completely away from solid axle. I don't think, unless the government just says for crash testing, look, guys, it's just too dangerous anymore, which could be coming too. Have you seen all the? Well, you probably have some of the modern bracketry now that they were.
Yeah, mine's got the weird bolted on thing on the front behind the front wheels, that big old bolted on bracket that hangs down. I got it.
Yeah. The probably doesn't do a damn thing. But
well, I wondered. I mean, I did the homework on what the F is that thing, and it's like, well, they failed such and such crash test, and this is supposed to prevent it.
Yeah, and it's like the safety bars on the Bronco. I mean, for one, I don't study crashes, but I've not seen many tires going through the cab of a vehicle. They act like they want to, like, oh, these tires are just such a danger. They're going to go through. I've seen them ripped off, but I've never seen, and I'm sure it's happened. And I apologize if you've lost a loved one because of this. I just personally have never seen the photos of where that was a major danger. But
well, the argument is always, and again, I know I've told you in the past how much I just detest social media because it brings out the worst in everyone. But you get into these arguments. Somebody's like, oh, I'm thinking about putting 35s on. Somebody's like, oh, but you have to remove the crash bars. And then some dumbass will chime in and be like, those crash bars are there for a reason. It's like, yeah, but if you buy Sasquatch, they're not. So
yeah.
Shut up.
I know for Bronco, the Bronco versus Wrangler debate, I think 28 is going to be a very interesting year. I think once Jeep shows their cards, or whenever we get to see the debut of it, once they show their cards.
You think it's going to be a 28 model year where it's like a whole new, like no longer a JL?
Yeah, no, there'll be a new designation for it. But Jeep's notorious. The JK went for 10 years. So JL's gone. 18 was its model year. I can't remember if it was late 17 or not, but there's no reason to think that they wouldn't hold on 10 years with this one. They're a cash printing machine.
Yeah. Well, they just had the 24 was just the refresh. So
you can get 4 more years out of it and you're good.
Yeah.
And then they went in 18, they were building both of them for a while. They were still building JKs and JLs on the same line.
Well, that's how, when I got my very first Jeep, it was literally produced, it was built in the last month that they made JKs. And so I bought it because they were, the dealer was trying to make room for the JLs, and every JK was deeply discounted. You know me, I love a good deal.
It's one good thing about this company. When they want to dump a vehicle, they will discount the shit out of their vehicles. Ford doesn't necessarily have to as much, but Jeep, when they want them gone. But I did, like I said, I saw an advertisement the other day for a 23 still on somebody's lot for a Wrangler. Like, at that point, I'm like
30 grand for it.
At that point, I wouldn't. There's no way I would want. I mean,
it would have to have lot rod at that point, wouldn't it?
Well, the snobbery of me would be like, I want the latest. I don't want, even though probably nothing's changed, I just would be like, it's a number. I don't want that number.
Well, I will say that you talked about the new screen, like the new screen puts the old screen to shame.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, it's so cool, and again, the way the fit and finish of it is pretty badass. It's like
Yeah, they,
wrapped in a little lip of
Mhm.
leather-ish material around the outside, and it just, even though it's almost like floating on top, it looks like it fits there. Like, somebody did a real nice, real nice job.
So when you see this Jeep that's on the screen right now, do you
Mhm.
th- do you does that look like a Wrangler to you? Can you see
Well,
that? Say if we're just saying that's kind of an idea what the next front end might look like. Can you see that or no?
I think it's too concepty.
I don't like the grill, the slots in the grill themselves. I don't necessarily
Now,
like.
what I can see is, like, going back, if it's true what I heard, where I think they are trying to fit the 3.0 in the next generation, and if the current JL engine bay is too short, and just by bringing back that throwback look, where the top sticks out over the bottom a little bit, and if that accomplishes, I think it might look something like that.
Right.
But I think this still looks like, do you remember there was a Bronco concept that looked very,
Mm.
very similar to this,
Was
actually,
it
that
the
was
one that was in the
used,
Rock movie Rampage?
and it's actually built, and it's in the museum. Like,
Mhm.
they
Yeah,
built
Allie
one, and
Allie
the
got to
front end,
sit in
yeah,
it.
it looks just like that almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But it didn't
Um,
make it was just too concepty, I think.
yeah,
Um,
but wrapping up this portion of Jeep, man, I was disappointed very much with their concepts this year. I was just like that. Even the Cherokee, I was like, that was just dumb. I was like, yeah, but look what's under the hood. Like, I don't care. It's still an 80,000 mile old vehicle that they're never going to build anything like that again. Like, they want because there still are cafe regulations. They still have to
yeah,
hit certain miles per gallon. They need independent front suspension, small renegade style vehicles that just eat up gas mileage. So,
yeah.
but I love
I
those
was
the old
disappointed.
X-Trays.
Usually I look forward to EJS, and there's a few of them that's blow my mind that I'm like, oh, if they ever made that, I'm so in. But, like, yeah, this year was a little
I
not
need to
cool.
get a group of like you and maybe Nick and all of us go out there one year and just spend a couple days looking around because you've not been to Moab, right? Or have you?
No, I haven't.
I mean, well, you've been to Johnson Valley, like you've seen one mecca of off-roading. So,
Yeah,
um, but it's like it just Moab in general just blows your mind. It's a fun little town, anyways. But I just want to go see all the displays and I Moab to me, I've wheeled there. I'm like, it's cool. Like the red rocks are cool. It's too easy to drive on because it's like driving on sandpaper. So it's grippy as hell. The
hmm,
trails never change. That's the next thing. We're used on the East Coast where you go out one week and it's something, it rains the next week and it's a different trail.
yeah.
It's amazing to wheel there. I'm not going to lie, but
The scenery is breathtaking, though, and that's,
yes,
gotta love it.
yeah, but I need to hit up Nick
I'm
one
not
day.
looking forward to, though. I don't know what happened, Dave, because I'll tell you, when I was younger, my grandfather and my father were both electricians, and I grew up in a real small town. And one of the things that we handled was, every year when they football season come around, they'd turn on the football field lights, and any of them that were burnt out, we replaced.
Mhm.
And this wasn't with a bucket truck. There were handles we
Climbing.
climbed up. So I did that for 3 years, like, not afraid of heights, but I'm
Yeah.
old now. And when I look over the edge of a mountain and it's straight down, like, it's not cool anymore. I don't know when I turned
Well,
into such a puss, but
I thought it might have been on one of these live streams or maybe not. I was just talking to somebody. I was talking about being on I was on Metal Masher out there.
yeah.
And kind of the halfway point where everybody eats lunch is you look down at whatever the main road going into Moab is. You look down and you can see the road. Cars
Mhm.
look like tiny ants because that's how high you're up. You don't realize it till you look over. But there's that feeling you always talk about of like, if I jumped, what would happen?
Yeah.
You have that sensation of like, if I just took a step, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? No, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I had a buddy that sat on the edge of it. He just sat down there on the edge with his feet dangling over there. I'm like, dude, my hands are getting sweaty now just even remembering this. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way, not
I
at
just
all.
I don't know why I wasn't always this way, and then all of a sudden now it's just I am.
You
But
got skin
hey,
in the game now,
shameless
man.
plug, ASFIR 4x4 is sponsoring a Metal Masher run this week at EJS.
Look at that. Look at it's like we had this mapped out and we didn't.
Karma, man.
That is right. So you will have a display at Supercell, I'm assuming with the latest and greatest from their Ford products, right? Or from
Yeah,
Bronco.
we have a display that's got some Bronco stuff, some Toyota stuff. It's a pretty big display. I think they said it weighs like 700 pounds. We're working on getting some vehicle specific displays built, but
Mhm.
for now I have kind of a catch-all display.
Yeah, it's all right.
And obviously I'll have my Bronco out there with it's kind of a neat little setup. I have these two giant mirrors that I just shove under the vehicle, and they say check out these skids on it, and you can see them actually on the vehicle. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So,
Laura says it. Well, it's a Jeep thing. Yeah, it must be a Jeep thing. Um, so if they want to, they like the skids, will they be able to purchase on site? Obviously, you not have a product on site, but can they purchase and have delivered?
oh no, that I'm going to have
Oh,
I'm hoping. I told them to send me 6 full sets.
okay.
And that not counting gas tank, and maybe a few gas tank, and then some couple lower control arm, whatever. But I'd really like to have at least 6 to sell. And
Yeah.
if I run out, I run out. But I need some product. I'll have some
Yeah.
product for sure.
That's I'm always amazed when vendors don't bring anything. Like
Me
you look
too.
at Mountain to Metal, you look at IAG, they sell a ton of stuff because they bring a ton of stuff. Like
Yeah.
people want it now. They want instant gratification. If you go, I can order it and it'll be at your doorstep probably before you get home. It's like, do I really want that? Or is there someone over there I want to spend this money on?
Yeah.
Um,
No, you got to give them a reason. You got to give them a reason to buy it while they're there, and they want to take it home with them.
Oh, 100%. Now, I'm hoping now for customers, they're going to not like this, but I'm hoping you're not doing installations if they were buying something.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm poking at Justin because every time I used to go over to Mountain to Metal booth or wherever you were at, you were under somebody's vehicle doing something. I was like, that looks like it sucks.
I had to set it. I had a rear shock skid install go bad. It ended up taking like 3 hours out of my day. And I was like, never again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's good to hear. Like, sorry, customers, you can do it yourself. But
well, the good news is with the ASFIR stuff, not and the Mountains of Metal stuff, obviously is the same way. But everything is all bolt on, and nothing's too tricky. The probably the hardest thing is the rocks, the frame mounted rock sliders. You need a second set of hands because you got to get in next on one side next to the gas tank. But for the most part, everything is pretty damn easy to get up on there.
I gotta talk to Nick about his slide, his rear cargo slide.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
daddy need.
Maybe we need to try this out versus what I have now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that company may not like that, but I'm in the business of trying new things.
I just put the 2-door version on mine. I just got it a couple weeks ago. I worked an event with Nick, and I told him I wanted one, and I came out and worked the booth with him for the day, and he gave it. I'm like, what are you? He's like, dude, you worked.
Yeah. Dude, that's a hardworking family, man.
Yeah, they are.
I love that. Papa Mountains of Metal, man. He's my buddy, man. We'll have a couple glasses of bourbon and we'll shoot the shit and have fun.
Did you see on the socials, Papa Metal finally got aftermarket wheels and tires on his Bronco?
I saw.
After all these years.
I seen that he was getting tires. I didn't know if he was getting wheels or not.
Oh, you got to check it out, man. Go jump over to Mountains to Metal's Facebook page.
Their Facebook page. All right, let's see.
Or their Instagram. I think it was on both. But old Papa Metal got some real throwbacky looking rims.
That's funny because that poor vehicle's been like factory from ever since they have changed nothing really other than adding their products. Oh, do you get some? Oh, okay. Oh man, he did go old school. Let's see. I'll bring this up here so everybody's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, everybody in the audience, make sure you go tell Tim how much you love how his vehicle looks now when you see him at Supercell.
Yeah, let's see here. There's getting some. Oh, look at those old school wheels.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, man.
Looks like he's got ridge grapplers on there, huh?
Yeah. Does he ever take that thing off pavement?
I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I'm not gonna.
Well, it's a display vehicle. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
Now, Nick and I have been out and pounding on the trails a few times, but Tim,
This is awesome. I'm glad to see that He's coming to the big boy club finally.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them. I'm excited for my friends over at IAG. I think Diabolical will be there again this year. I think he's working both. I think they're spread thin because they're a Jeep, whatever Jeep Beach thing, and here and I'm curious. Did you see my door cart video?
Yeah, I was gonna have a little talk with you about that.
Yeah, well, I expect that from a lot of people.
Well, and here's the problem with those guys, and there's another company out there that I won't name the name, but they are also one that is notorious for stealing other people's designs, but then occasionally come out with something brilliant on their own.
Yeah.
And so
Which was
that's
I had a conundrum with this. So if you guys don't know, we're talking about Easy 4x4, which is notorious for they were busted at Bronco Stampede one year for in people's vehicles with tape measures, stealing product designs while
after everybody,
because you're not allowed to lock your vehicles up.
Yeah.
So they were in there after hours just going through everybody's stuff, stealing designs. And I had a conundrum because they do a door cart that I've seen others. IG has the wall mounts. I've never been through. Honest to God, I just don't trust mounting anything to a single 2x4 in a wall, hoping that these couple 100 pounds of doors hold on to that. Mm-hmm. That and their little bolt. The bolt deal is stupid.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
Honest to God, makes it
I'm not gonna lie, I bought it.
Okay, but it makes it so like that. You're like, Ford, why did you not just do this? Like, you have the most engineers of probably any manufacturer. How could y'all not come up with this? And for those Bronco people listening, it's this little, you replace, the little cone that you put in to slide your door back in. It's a longer bolt, and it's permanently mounts there.
Yeah, it's a permanent.
It does the same thing.
Yeah,
and it's kind of backwards of a Jeep door. The pins in the doors that you slide out. It's kind of like that pin. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but yeah. And I that was the first thing I bought from them, and I felt dirty. I called Mark and Jess. I said, I feel so dirty buying this, but they're the only ones doing this. It's a need that I have. Put the doors on.
I felt dirty buying the bolt. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The door
and
bolt.
The door cart, I have to, other than put their damn branding all over it. I'm like, who cares who made this? Let's be honest. Once they buy it, I don't need I covered the logos. They had big stickers on the underside of the door cart, and I covered those with event stickers. When I text you, that was part of what I was doing that day, was covering these things up.
So are you saying I'm on the Easy 4x4 cart?
I don't. I know Tat Squatch is. I remember putting one of his.
Well, he gives you a whole packet. You better be on your. He better be on your cooler, tailgate, your toolbox.
I'm not doing tailgate because I'm sure Laura, when she was selling Rebecca the Bronco, they were like, "Oh God," because I put them all over the tailgate, and what a nightmare that had to be to take them off. So though this Bronco, we knew we're not owning this forever, so I've very limited what I've done to this interior wise. But I have to say the cart, dude, it's fantastic. It makes taking the door. It makes I love the Jeep, taking the Jeep doors off because you can grab the window seal. They just slide right off. It's easy to handle. Bronco doors, you would think because it's smaller, it'd be easy to handle.
Yeah.
We put those bags over the doors to help protect it. That's a nightmare. You never felt like you had good grip. You just grab the door, put it on the cart.
Ford, I think Ford had their reasons for doing the frameless door, but for the next generation, I would say, admit you were wrong, make a frame door.
Well, I did talk to the lead designer who said there was a mandate from management. They could not have square fenders. It had to be round fenders because they did not want anything that looked like a Jeep. So there were certain things that were mandated that they had to adhere to. And I have a feeling the doors were one of them too. Which I think the latches on the outside look cool. It's very military vibey, kind of. I don't know.
I'm fine with the not having the outside hinges. I'm just more, carrying those Jeep doors around is so easy because you just hold on up here, right?
Yeah.
And I don't need special hangers. I buy the big freaking hooks that I put into a stud on my wall in my garage and just cover it in rubber or pool noodle and set the doors right on it.
Yeah. No, like.
It's
why
so easy to hang
reinvent the wheel?
door.
There's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I will say wrapping up on Easy. The thing that pissed me off though was I bought the damn door cart on Black Friday and I think they cut the price by $100 now. And I mean, I didn't know, and they not like they were like, boy, we can't wait on Boyd to buy buy these things. We're gonna cut the price. But yeah, for $199 though, it's stupid cheap. Yes, is it Chinese made? Of course. A lot of things are anymore. I can't help that. But I felt the need justified
you're
spending the
not
money.
putting it on your vehicle either. All it's got to do is hold doors properly. And it does look like I watched that video. It looks like they did a couple of little clever little things to hold it in place.
Yeah, it's very smart.
Yeah, I mean, good engineering, great. I'm all for
I just
it.
wouldn't buy their slide out drawers or anything that they clearly ripped you guys or Mountain Metal and Diabolical off on. Like, and I say that they ripped off especially what Alan was doing.
They got Alan good.
They just completely, it's all Chinese made. And I've talked to Alan about that. I'm like, Alan, why don't you just, and Alan is like, he's red, white, and blue. He's like, no, I want to build things in America. And unfortunately, it costs more to do that here. But I want people to feel like, okay, I bought an American product. And I think there is a limit to what people will do in that situation. I think, like I said earlier about the cheap front bumper I bought, that was Chinese made. For the price I paid, especially. There are certain things that I do value. Okay, I'm willing to spend good money for good product. And there's certain things I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you crap about a door cart. Well, I'm going to give you a little crap about the door cart just because of who the company is. But no, who cares?
You won't see it in my display. I can tell you that at Supercell.
Yeah, it does the trick.
I hope to take it, though, because I'm fingers crossed, no rain, fingers crossed. Every year I've had a Bronco, I've been wanting to take the doors off and the top off to enjoy that nice 75-degree cool weather.
Well, so I don't know if you've met my friend Stacy from Broncover. Are you familiar with Broncover?
Mm-mm.
You really should look at getting one. It's kind of the go-to rain cover for Broncos. But it's very well made. We're talking legit.
Wait. Oh, wait. I think, are they the ones that we helped save their vehicle last year where water was in it?
I don't know.
They were down by the light company, the kind of crappy light company at Supercell.
You might be thinking of Trail Gear.
Maybe. They also, this company,
I don't think Broncover was there last year.
Okay. No, I see the Broncover. I'll pull their website up here so everybody can see.
But if you want one that's just a full-fledged, it's just made to be a damn cover, like, it's legit. And they make ones for if you have a light bar or don't, like all the varieties you might need to make sure it always fits great.
Huh.
But this is a North Carolina company, so in the Bronco community, like, whoever, if you're a manufacturer and you're in North Carolina, like, we hang out. So I see her a few times a year, and it's a great product. You should look at it.
Yeah, no, I have the Ford one. I'm not
Ford makes one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've had it for a long time. I'm not that impressed with it, but I do have the Ford one. Because it goes over the mirror caps, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to put on, to be honest.
Yeah.
The one trail, whatever it was down there by that company that has the lights, on the trailer. They were just setting up their thing, so they didn't have it all strapped down. And dude, it was holding water up on the top of it.
It has a bar that you put inside that like pokes up in the middle to make it more tent-like, where it shuts up.
Okay.
I have one of those simply because it's it also there's functions as also a little tent. It'll pop out the back and set up like a tent. But
now
they're also a North Carolina company, so if you're going to put a cover on your Bronco, we got you covered here in North Carolina.
I need to do a show of just American-made products. Let's see, Raptor 4-door. Let's just see what a Raptor 4-door would cost real quick. I mean, it looks. I like too that it doesn't go down the whole damn. Well, I guess they do have one that goes down the body. Let's see. Yeah, there's the light bar.
You can buy it for doors on, doors off version. Whatever you want. And then they have one with the light bar. There's Raptor with light bar. See that? How they specifically wrap around the light bar.
Let's see. I kind of like this one here. Does it have a price? Half hardtop only. Okay, that makes sense.
$289.
Was there a price up there? I didn't see. Okay, yeah, $289. Not bad price at all.
Hey man, if you're interested, I can hook you up with something. Let me know offline. I can probably get you a discount code.
Yeah, man, I might. The way the weather's looking right now, I might need one of these. Will they be at the show this year?
I don't know. I
Do
don't know.
they
But I
do
can
they
reach.
just
I'll reach
come? Do they just come to the show?
I usually see her like Nick does a show for Mountains of Metal. They do a show at a brewery every year. She's always at that, but I don't know if she's doing Supercell. I'll reach out this week and let you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a great product.
That half cover, I'd be very interested in reviewing that. There. So Justin, as we wind this down, you're gonna have product there, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a display there, which is probably better. Your tent will look way better than probably mine will. Hopefully my tent survives day 2. I have a history of day 2s when my tents tend to be either being vintage Broncos, which was very embarrassing, or Alan's going to call me and go, "Hey, your tent's just in 5 pieces." And I'm like, "What?" So hopefully that's my goal this year, and no breakdown. So Mark or nobody can break down on the way there this year. Hopefully my Raptor does not break down on the way this year. Hopefully Nick and them don't break any wheel lugs.
Yes.
This year.
Nick, check your dad's new wheels for tightness. They did take it to the off-road shop for that. So the last time was actually what was it? They were installing something where they had taken the front wheels.
He told me he'd had that wheel off several times.
Yeah, and they didn't put it back in Ugga mode when they put the lug nuts back on or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, that's what off-road shops worry me because they live by Ugga.
How many is it? 1 or 2?
I go to Discount Tire and the dude's like looking through a book or a computer screen to go, "Huh, what's the torque on these bolts supposed to be?"
Yeah,
and my local off-road shop's like, "That's just 2 Duggas. You're good."
Yeah. When I take my shit in, I tend to give them very specific instructions and I might make them write it down for the techs.
I can see that. You look like a guy that doesn't want to be screwed around with. Like, you break it, you're going to pay for it.
Well, most of it is that I do most of my own work. So, when I'm handing my baby off to somebody else, I'm very protective. I'm like, 110, make sure you torque them to 110. These are aftermarket. So.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I got to rotate the Kumo tires. I've yet to rotate those tires.
How many miles you got on them?
I don't know, a lot.
Like 15, 20?
Yeah, probably. Because I went. It's got 23,000 miles on it right now, and I think we put it on with about 5,000 miles on. So.
And they've never been rotated.
Oh no, man!
Man, you are a sad Bronco owner.
Nah, these were.
When you have 5 wheels, it's super easy to rotate your own tires.
Well, last year I got a bullet in my tire when we were leaving Supercell. I had a bullet casing shell right in the back of one of these new tires. So it's my spare, and I need to rotate it in. And Kumo sent me. So here's the deal. This is the last story I'll talk about. So Kumo wanted to talk to me in Vegas 2 years ago at SEMA. And usually when companies reach out, I know what it is. They want to put some product on your vehicle and hopefully you give them a nice review. Mm-hmm. And tires are expensive, and I'm never there's probably some Chinese companies I wouldn't deal with, but there's not many. I'm brand loyal to BF Goodrich, but if you have a tire that you would like me to try, I'm very open because these tires did change my mind about what I thought about Kumo. Mm-hmm. So they go, "Okay, we're going to send you out some tires." Cool. I get home one day and there's 8 tires in my driveway. Now we live with tires there's 5 tires on these vehicles. Right. And I'm going to run a full-size spare no matter what. So now I have 3 Kumo tires sitting in my backyard.
Yeah, they didn't really think that through very well, did they?
Yeah, they did not. And so so I turned in my review to them. The lady that I was my rep for the company that handles Kumo, the PR agency, she's no longer there. Mm-hmm. So I turned in a review of these things, which probably nobody went in somebody responded and told me, "Oh, she doesn't work here anymore, but we'll make sure this gets to wherever." Never heard from this agency again. And I kind of want to reach out to him and be like, "Hey guys, I'm going to pull these tires off unless you can send me one more because I'm not running 3. And I'm not going to go out on my way and buy 1 tire just to run all of them." So,
yeah.
Maybe I'll bring them and sell them as super sell 3 tires, man.
There you go.
Somebody's gonna get a deal.
That's right.
30,
Well, I mean, that
37
can be
inch
the way to
tires.
go too. I'm all about, there's obviously one of the holy grails would be to find a legit, like reliable, good tire that's in a price point slightly below the big boys. Like on the Bronco, I run Maxxis Razors, and you can catch deals on them things, man. And I'm very fond of those tires. But I think the last time when I just replaced my 37s, and I got another set of Maxxis, and I think for 5 tires I was in for $1,600 for
Yeah,
five
no, it's
37 mud
it's
trains, and
they're way more expensive now, man. Like everything, if you look right now, tires, everything, it's tariffs, and I don't know, man. It's in political nation, but it does. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, it does hurt no matter what.
oh yeah,
That and my Raptor needs premium fuel, and I'm like, I'm not running diesel in this thing. Basically, I don't pay $5 a gallon for. So I've always ran premium fuel in it, and today I was at Costco and I was like, well, girl, you're gonna get some unleaded. You're getting the normal stuff today because I'm not racing you around anywhere right now. So,
well, I put the Ford tune on my Bronco, so I'm pretty locked into premium.
well, I have the Ford tune on mine as well. So
you're not supposed to put 87 in it, Dave.
You're also supposed to rotate your tires, and you see where I'm at with that. No,
time for the next testing vehicle. Get rid of that Raptor quick.
Yeah, it'd be fine. She'll get premium on her next. I'm sure there was enough premium from the previous one. It made it middle grade. Who knows? No, dude, that's the one thing in Raptor groups is hilarious to me. These people will buy these Raptors. Do I have to run premium? And you're like, you just bought a high performance vehicle.
Yeah.
That was $90,000+. Do you not like you're going to get cheap now? Like that does boggle my mind.
It is silly.
All right, so Michael Nice says, if your tent is further away from evil, you would be safer. I would 100% agree about that, Michael Nice. And if somebody were to purchase one of my hats and if that person is there and could get a selfie with my hat on your head and that person in the photo, it would probably make my day. I did get, what's his name from Michigan to do that one year. It was hilarious. Back when that particular person was giving t-shirts away for Google reviews, which is highly illegal.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, initial starts with a K. So we'll just leave it at that. But if Kelly was here, she'd be kicking me right now. Stop it.
Be nice.
That's right. No, I was nice once and it bit me in the ass.
Yeah.
But I'm going to quickly go through here, see if anybody's. I'm sorry I didn't go through the live streams. Me and Justin haven't got to talk in a while, so we're going to bullshit our way through this. Rock Rails, T and Code Monkey, Chattanooga, always in here. We appreciate that. Michael Nice, of course, once again, Team Two-Door. Justin, do you see a world where we don't get a two-door Wrangler?
Man, that's a tough call. Like
Broncos damn near done everything.
Everybody says, as the percentage shrinks, and I guess with Jeep, the percentage of two-door is down to like 15.
I want to say it's lower than that, but Jeep will never say really, but salespeople will say.
If I'm them, I don't ever get rid of the two-door. In fact, I'm leaning into it. Like I'm making a freaking honcho two-door, two-seater pickup truck.
Oh, dude, I'm sure you saw my video on that. If they built that, I'm all in. Like if Bronco built a two-door, it doesn't have to be a 5-foot bed, guys. Make it a 3-foot. I just want, if I need to throw some garbage in the back of my truck.
Well, think about if you make it a two-seater. If you make it a two-seater, but put it on the 4-door frame, how much bed could get a 5-foot bed out of it? I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe. That way you could, yeah.
Maybe.
And then there would be somebody still want to bob it. There would still be somebody that want to bob that bed and be like, oh, it's too long. I gotta.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could always get a 5-foot bed depending on how much ass end overhang you're willing to live with, and that's where I think the Gladiator. Sometimes when I look at it, it's like I don't know, man.
When you lift them, the bed starts looking more proper for some reason. I don't know why. But have you seen what America's Most Wanted does? They bob those. They cut a foot off the bed. It looks great, man.
I have a number of friends that have the Bob kit.
Dave fills his Bronco with stickers and then trades it in. Yep, that's somebody else's problem.
Oh, when I traded in One Trick Pony, I said I had, the whole. Not only did I have the whole inside of the tailgate, but I had all the graphics still on it. My 4-door green one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, tell whoever's have fun whoever's got to prep this bitch for sale.
Oh yeah, like
because they're pulling the vinyl off and.
Well, so Laura, without Channing, who's in here, she left the graphics on the vehicle, which is whatever, I don't care. But what was funny was when they sold it, I don't know if they wholesaled or however, it ended up in my hometown again. My vehicle, yeah. Well, I won't say my hometown, the next town over.
Yeah.
Like I was driving down Interstate 40 one day and I was like, there was a Ford dealership and I was like, wait, I know that vehicle. And I went to the dealership and I was like, hey, I just sold you. What's going on? But it was, my graphics were still on it. I was like, if you guys would pull the graphics off this.
Did you at least take the All Terrain Nation Instagram thing off of it?
No.
Was it still on there?
Yes.
Oh my God.
My company logo was still on the side of it at a different dealership. Once again, I know Laura, why she probably didn't do that, but you would thought some wholesaler, ones that wholesale, they'd been like, hey, we got to get this off there. Yeah. And nope.
Well, and so, I traded in 4 Broncos now, and they all had some sort of vinyl of varying degrees on them. And 2 of the dealers left it on and 2 of them took it off.
Yeah. Whatever.
Mine sold my last one just sold pretty quickly. It was actually the parts manager of the dealership bought it like right away.
Oh, nice. And I get, because my first job, I was a car detailer for a Toyota dealership. I know why they don't want to do it either. They don't want some kid like me. They're spending $100, $200 to be out there peeling some sticker off when they could have already sold it.
Did you see what Laura just said? You're famous in her town, so they wanted to leave it on there.
Well, that's fine. I was on they did have Laura had them put on their digital billboard that All Terrain Nation was coming in.
Yeah.
Which we thought was hilarious. And we tried to get a picture on it, but it just never came out. Unbridled Bronco says sticker swap is Saturday at 1 p.m. right after the ATN live broadcast. That is correct. We will be broadcasting live from the event. If you guys are at Supercell and you see me, come say hi to me, man. I put my pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. I'm just a person.
See me too. I put my pants on all at once, but you can come see me too.
Well, some jump in their pants, some don't,
Running start.
Some have reasons why they can't do that, Justin.
Not this guy.
Yes, and then we're going to do the sticker patch swap there right afterwards. And I have a PA set up this year, so people can hear how it's going to go. It should be a lot easier to understand what's going on. Let's see.
You should do a little more like tighter collab with the actual event organizers, because they're only able to set up, right at the end for that one, right? They only kind of go live for like the last couple hours.
Oh, for the raffle?
Yeah, and the raffle and the announcement of all the winners and all that. But like, you should work something out with them where you're like going live in collaboration with them, every day, twice a day or something. I don't know. Just an idea.
Jeez, over here spending my money, man. Come on.
No, not spending your money. Like, no.
I'll have Starlink now. I'll have Starlink now. It'll be all right. Andy Ackerman, these many eyes barely even open. We appreciate that $1.99. Andy's been he's been a strong supporter for many years. We greatly appreciate him. Andy's a big supporter in Patreon as well. So if you guys go over to Patreon, if you want inside info, we do it there. And members, that video that dropped this morning, members saw it yesterday. So you get first crack at some videos. I can't guarantee all of them, but some of them. But yeah, there's famous. Yeah. Hey man, whatever. We appreciate the deal we got on our vehicle, Laura. Yes. Thanks, Andy. Ballbuster producer extraordinaire, Andy Ackerman. So final words, Justin, anything that we need to know before they need to go over and buy lots of stuff from your company?
We'll be running some show deals, and I'm just I'm just glad that now I'm going to be able to make a little money and do the thing I always like, to sitting around bullshitting with people anyway. Get paid to do what I like to do best anyway. So come by, say hello, shoot the shit with me, unless I'm too busy. then we'll see. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I can't guarantee there's bourbon at my tent, but there could be bourbon at my tent.
Laura says, "Are you selling sweatshirts again?" We don't have sweatshirts. I'll have some.
She probably knows you through Mountains to Metal.
Yeah, Mountains to Metal will definitely. Laura. I'm in the ASFIR booth, but I will be right next door. And
they better be somewhere closer to me this year.
A lot of hats to give away.
Well, I have 28 hats over there,
and I have some really cool keychains. They look like a skid plate, but they're a skid plate bottle opener keychain, and they're very popular and very cool.
Oh, nice. We will have shirts at the event for Supercell. They're Supercell branded. I can't say it's officially branded, but it's event t-shirts that will be selling there. And come say hi to me and Kelly. I think Mark and Jess will be. Mark probably will be at the booth more than Jess. Jess has a full schedule of she wants to go hang out, do all the things because she's a social butterfly, as you would expect. So she will be on the trail, I think, with John. I can't remember his name. She was telling me the other day that she's like, wait, because I was talking to her about it, like, hey, were we going to do something? She's like, wait, we don't have plans. What are you talking about? I was like, no, I just meant driving over. Not once you get there.
What's Allie's responsibilities now that she is the social media manager for Bronco Driver? Is she like tied up the whole time, most of the time? What's she?
Pretty much, yeah. She, you got to pay to play, I guess, and taking all the fun drone photos and snapshots and selfies and reels and whatever you have to do to make a living doing this. But no, yeah, I think she can do some rides. I know she'll have her dad there this year, which is kind of fun.
Oh, cool.
Her dad bought a Bronco. So that's when you know you're a good salesman, when you can scam your own parents into buying from you.
Word.
All right, guys. So that's the show tonight. We went a little bit longer than normal. Me and Justin are going to do that no matter what. I hope to see everybody at Supercell. We should be. I don't think anything's going to screw my schedule up for next week as far as the podcast. If you have comments, please email me at allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. Instagram, I'm real quick to respond on Instagram. So if you want to ask questions or comments, whatever, these videos, please leave comments on videos. You believe it or not, I don't know why YouTube relies on that kind of for the algorithm. It wants to make sure people are chatty. So leave me a comment on there, man. I got some really good ones today on the 27 Bronco video, and I would greatly appreciate it. We're on our goal, Justin. We've had a really big boost in subscribers lately.
Oh, so nice.
We're hoping to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
Hey, explain one thing to me, Dave. I don't mean to make us run any longer, but
no, you're good.
I keep seeing this thing and I hit it every time I have an option. Once in a while on one of your videos, I'll can hit this thing called hype this video.
Oh my God.
What does that mean?
So it's Google's
I always hit
it
when it's available. I always hit it.
Which greatly appreciate. So it's Google's new thing of instead of the like button, it's their next like button. I don't know why, but they say it's for channels they call it small channels, but it's anybody under 500,000 subscribers. Now, I don't think a 500,000 subscriber channel is a small channel, but it supposedly boosts them into the algorithm a little bit better.
It doesn't show up on every one of your videos. I want to say maybe every third one.
So you only get 3 a week that you can do.
Oh, and you have to like check the option to allow hype.
And I'm going to show you real quick. So let me pull up a video. And we got Red's highlights. So let's see. All right. So if you see where the like button is and all that on the phone, if you, I'm going to tell you wrong, but okay. So it's where the comments are. You can slide the comments, the little 3 dots on the comments, and you can slide to where it says hype. And you can see I can get 1400
Or if you're on
points.
the iPad, the button's just right in front of you. I'm pretty much always on my iPad when I'm on YouTube.
I don't know what iPads are, man. I've not gotten to that grandpa mode just yet.
I feel like I always complain about how the younger generation they can't pay attention to anything for more than 5 minutes because they're always in front of their device. Yet whenever I'm outside having a smoke, or if I just want to chill out for an hour, I chill out in front of my iPad. So
Wise.
I'm just as bad as everyone else.
How we all are. But if you hype the video, it's supposedly what Google has told me. It sort of helps boost you a little bit more than what maybe the normal like button does. I don't know. I hate to give people homework anymore of like, hey, you got to do 14 different things to help the channel grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's the world I live in. It's the ecosystem I'm in, and I'm just here to continually give them content for pennies on the dollar. So there you go, guys. Come see us at Supercell. Once again, we were going to talk some more Supercell next week, I'm sure, because the week after we'll be at Supercell, and I'm super pumped for it. I need a break. I want some good food. I want to go down to the company, have a good drink.
You still doing Thursday night?
I believe it's Thursday. I'm going to have to. I should have been more prepared
the
on
last
that.
couple years it was
at the company.
Yeah.
Yes, we're. I know Tim Bart's with Long MacArthur is something not similar, but somewhere we and him were trying to figure out what day it was so we don't screw each other over. But I think it's Thursday this year.
Yeah,
I think it's whatever the drive-in is, the day that Supercell's doing their drive-in. But yeah, we're going to be at the company. There's a nice bar or a nice patio out back. Once again, it's not to meet me or Kelly. It's just it's a way of us like trying to gather friends. If you've watched the show, whatever, everybody get to meet everybody because you go, oh, I know One Trick Pony name. Oh, I know that. Oh, I get to, I like your comments and we've had comments back and forth and you don't know who you're talking to.
Well, and like I've been to it the last 2 years, I think, and I barely talked to you and Kelly because I can talk to you at the show or whatever, but I spend like the whole night talking to Tim.
Yeah, no, you were at Tim's. You were stuck there. What was it? Who was it? Who were you with last year?
My cousin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Crazy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time. We had some good drinks together. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive. So, well, I guess tonight we've been talking Wranglers, Broncos, and Gladiators. Oh my. Mm-hmm. And Justin, brand which is better? Which drives better, Bronco or Gladiator?
Stock Bronco by a mile.
And we're out. Peace, everybody.
Peace.